Welcome back to TNA Video Podcast. My name is Aaron Bowie, CEO of the Texas Nail Association, and your host for today's episode. Today we have a wonderful guest here from the USHealth Group, a UnitedHealthcare Company, Ms. Yadira Figueroa and Ms. Katie Austin. Today we want to talk to you, or have our guests here talk to you about healthcare and how important that is. In our community, we work very hard, we play very hard. We have a lot of strengths and a lot of things we can be proud of. But one of the things that we definitely can improve on is our health. We don't take care of ourselves very well. And so our association here has made it a priority for us to ensure that we promote the community, elevate the community through promoting our health culture, our healthy culture here for you. Yes, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Well, let us start by knowing a little more about your company, what it is that your company does and your history of your company.
We're at USHealth Group. We're actually a USHealth Group company, and we have been in business for over 56 years. We actually have serviced over 15 million clients, and what makes us different is we customize and tailor our policies to the individual, to the family, to the business owners, to ultimately give you a nice difference compared to just marketplace plans, so you can have options.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And how long have you yourselves been with the company?
So I personally have been with the company almost 5 years.
I'm a little bit newer at this. It's been about 6 months for me, and I've loved every second of it.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Let me go right directly into it. One of the biggest concerns about healthcare is the cost of it. It's a very costly thing, it's a very complex thing. Would your company be able to provide a more affordable option for our member community?
Well, that's kind of like a loaded question, if that makes any type of sense. With our coverage, because it's tailored and customizable to the client, to the individual, we take their needs into consideration. And budget obviously is part of that. One thing I always say, cheap insurance is the most expensive insurance you can ever have. Because plans that traditionally are $50, $150, $200 for a family of 4 or 6 tend to have a really high deductible, a high max out of pocket, which is the split between the insurance and the client. What ends up happening is if you need to go have a procedure done, a surgery, or hopefully not, but if something catastrophic happens, it actually falls on the patient's, lap. It financially impacts them because they have a policy that doesn't cover them the right way. So, where we are the nice difference is that we actually look at all of the options, and we look at the individual, their health, their finances, and what if scenarios to make sure that we're putting them in the best possible, policy.
Awesome. Now, insurance is a very complex thing. Do you have the resources to help educate our community?
So one of the things that we pride ourselves in is we build personal relationships with all of our clients. And with that, we are here to educate you. We are here to inform you of all of your options. We're here to tell you the what-if scenarios, what things look like. At the end of the day, we want you to feel comfortable not only with us, but also with your health policy. We want to make sure we take into consideration everything and make sure you know how your policy works. Because if you don't understand your policy, it does you no good when it comes time to use it. So that's what we do.
One thing I want to add is that, going along with what Katie's saying about that personal experience, is that ultimately, because we have that relationship with our clients, they have our personal mobile numbers. If they need,
Really?
Yes.
You're giving them your personal numbers,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So if they need us, whether it's I need help with a doctor, or I have this claim and I don't understand it, Yadira. I don't understand it, Katie. They always have an outlet. They have a liaison to help them to understand the procedures, to understand the plan, to help guide them to make sure that A, they're not stressed, right? We want to take that off of their mind. B, that if a claim, they don't understand if it wasn't paid, or if it was paid, how it was paid, that's where we come in, right? And ultimately, if they have a doctor that they're just not too happy with, but they want some guidance, then we actually help them with that. And the other thing is that they will have a client portal that they can actually find doctors, hospitals, different clinics that do different procedures. So we merge that component of it, but with us. it's kind of the way I best describe it. It's the traditional way of health insurance, how health insurance used to be, and a lot of companies have gone away from.
It's awesome. I say that's more like a healthcare concierge you're providing.
Yes, sir. That is the
That's awesome.
perfect explanation of who we are.
Right. That's wonderful. I think the community can definitely benefit from a point of contact they can depend on to answer their questions. I understand that you have your plans are individual plans. Could you explain a little bit about what that means and the other types of plans you may have?
We have individual plans, family plans. We work with a lot of businesses. At the end of the day, we primarily focus on people who are paying their own medical insurance to make sure that we take care of them, put them in the best possible spot. With that, there's lots of different options in terms of building a plan, as Yadira has said. But we take into account your needs, your family's needs. With that, you can have, of course, we do full medical plans, but we also have our association benefits as well, dental and vision.
Right.
Anything that you need in terms of your health, we will provide that for you. We'll make sure you're well-rounded in your coverage.
That's awesome.
And the other thing that I want to add is that wellness is so important, and we make sure that our clients understand wellness. Wellness is one of those things that a lot of people don't take advantage of, right? And with the community, we want to make sure that we're educating them and that we're helping them on the whys, right? Why is it important? How is it going to impact me today, tomorrow, and in the future, right? Because we don't just insure, families, individuals, and businesses. We want it long term, right? That if somebody is insured with us, they know that they're in the best possible scenario. And if it's a business, why it's so impactful to have coverage through us for a business is that, in essence, if you have, let's say, 5 employees, right? And one separates from the company, most businesses, if they offered insurance, have to provide the COBRA, right? And it's expensive, not only for the business owner, but also for the employee. With us, they own their policy, they're not renting it. So if there's a separation from the business, they take their policy with them and they just attach their personal account to their insurance. So therefore, it takes the stress and financial burden off the business owner, but also doesn't have a lapse in coverage for the employee, which is a huge component for businesses as well.
Right, that is a big deal. Would their premium change if they do separate from the company?
No,
Oh, great.
not at all, because our plans are portable. Because they're portable, if you change careers, if you move to a different state, our policies are they have access to nationwide PPO coverage in any US state, which is huge because, we know about today, but we don't have a crystal ball for tomorrow.
Sure.
So ultimately, if somebody decides to move to a different state, they know that they have the peace of mind that they're taking their policy with them and they're not being impacted by having to renew again, having to change their premium when they're already comfortable with what they've been paying and how it's structured for them. And they still keep us, whether or not which is the best part.
Yes, I think so. I think that's a wonderful added benefit there. Would you explain a little bit about the difference between the individual plan as compared to a business plan and compared to the marketplace? Because most of our community member will most be familiar with the marketplace and how that would play a role. So please.
In terms of the difference between an individual plan and working with a business, kind of as Yadira had mentioned, because each employee does own their own policy within the business, that's the nice side of it, is it's not overly different.
Because it's structured individually for the individual within the business, if that makes sense, it's going to be more impactful for the business owner because of the fact that it's going to alleviate the financial burden of the COBRA or the separation, right? The other thing to that is that they will also get, because all of our plans have an association built into them. For the businesses, they're going to get business perks, right? They're going to get HR help, tax help, financial talk. They get credit card processing discounts, which is huge for the nail salons.
Really? That is huge.
The other thing is that you get the perks card, which is you can enroll in it, and that's not only for the businesses but also for the individuals, where they get discounts to restaurants, amusement parks, which can help you not only on the personal side but on the business side. Because if you have a business partner that you want to take to an amusement park or to a nice dinner, you know that you have that perks card that will give you a financial
Incentive. Right?
to go wherever you want.
That's
to maybe
right.
a better restaurant, or whatever the case might be, to make sure we're taking care of not only medically but also financially, and then entertainment-wise for our clients.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And so, how does that relate to like the marketplace side, the marketplace component?
The marketplace, when we're comparing both, right? Marketplace is structured. Okay, the government says, okay, this is how you have to insure. This is how it has to be. So that's how they're tailored, right? With us, because we're speaking to the client, we're going to tailor it to what they're looking for, right? Their preferred plans. You have to be medically healthy in order to qualify for them. And what they do is that we give you higher benefits at a lower rate. And the way I can compare both, if you have two 40-year-old individuals, and this person's healthy, this person's sick on the marketplace, what ends up happening is that the sick person is going to have higher claims, but yet the healthy person doesn't. So they're paying the same premium as the person that has all the medical conditions, whereas they should have the better options, better coverage at a lower rate because they're healthy and have all those perks for being healthy, but because they're tied to the marketplace, they still pay the sick rates.
So are you saying a healthy person would be more likely to have a lower premium and a private insurance?
They tend to have we tend to be anywhere from 20 to 40% less than the marketplace. Now, where you will see the difference is that depending on the income, some people may qualify for a subsidy on the marketplace, whereas on the private side, we don't offer subsidies because we're already lower than the marketplace, but our benefits are higher. So if, in essence, so I can explain it, if someone breaks their hand, right? On the marketplace, they're going to have a deductible and a max out of pocket that they need to reach before the insurance is paying in. Whereas in the private sector, we're going to pay in automatically because we offer first dollar benefits, and it's a PPO plan that has the highest negotiated contracted rates with doctors and hospitals, meaning that they pay less for treatments.
That's great. That's wonderful. I'm glad you explained that. I think that's a big difference that our community definitely want to know, why a private plan would be more beneficial to some of our member in the community. Tell me a little bit more about the association benefits that comes along with it. Yes.
So the association benefits are great. As you dear had mentioned, you get your personal benefits, you get some professional benefits as well. But where it really comes in is, of course, we're going to offer you some more health benefits. My favorite feature of the association is MD Live. So what that is, it's our free teledoc service. So you have unlimited free consultations with physicians who have been in practice for 15 plus years, board certified doctors. You call in, kind of explain what's going on for your more everyday run-of-the-mill things, flu, cough, allergies, nausea. The list goes on, but it's completely free. You can call it in. They'll kind of say, yes, you're on the right track. You do have the flu, and they can send a prescription over to your local pharmacy. I used it actually a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. When I was under the weather, I used it a few weeks ago. Did the full consultation, took about 5 minutes from my bed. My prescription was ready at my pharmacy about 10 minutes later. So
wonderful.
I never had to leave the house.
Do you need an appointment to set up telemed, or is it something you just called in and it's just service?
So you can just call in. You don't need the appointment for that, which is another huge benefit. You can avoid skipping. You know, for me personally, when I'm sick, I don't want to have to go to the doctor's office and wait for 2 hours. And
they're never on time either.
And they're never on time. So you go and you just wait. So the huge benefit of MD Live is the second you start feeling bad and you realize you need to see somebody, you can call in, you can download the app to your cell phone, use your computer. You've got multiple avenues, and it's available to you 24/7.
Wonderful. Speaking of the app, I'm going to segue into that for a second. Do we have different languages on the app at the moment?
So I have not, being very honest, I haven't checked that, but that's something that I will definitely find out. Now there is translators on the other end of it. So if
we do. Okay.
Yes. So if we have someone that doesn't speak English, then there is someone that can still service them ultimately, because MD Live is it's worldwide at this point. So it's a very reputable company, and we actually chose them 2 years ago. We changed from another one because of the fact that there are board certified physicians, and we want to make sure that our clientele is having the best of the best ultimately.
That's wonderful. I understand we also have travel benefits and hospitalization. Could you explain a little bit about it?
So you also get with the association, you have some accidental benefits, right?
Okay.
So if someone ultimately just can afford or needs just the association benefits, they will get the teledoc services. They'll also have 10,000 accidental benefits. If someone's hospitalized after they're in the hospital 24 hours and up to 30 days, they get $800 per day to take care of their lights, to take care of if they get a bill for, $600 from the hospital, whatever the case might be.
They bill you everything.
Now, yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
You put a hair in the hospital, forget about it. That's what I tell everyone, right? The other thing is the travel assistance program is huge. I love it, love it, love it, and I can't speak any higher of it because of the fact that the only thing you need to be is, because our plans are nationwide, if you're 100 miles away from your home, and that's including abroad, okay, they will pay, let's say you get hospitalized, but you can be transported to a hospital back home. They pay up to $100,000 to get you back home no matter where you are.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
The other thing is that if somebody's traveling with you and they need to get back home, they pay up to $5,000 to get them back home. Now, if you cannot be transported because you're very severe, they pay up to $5,000 to get someone to you, no matter where you are.
Wow.
And then, worst case scenario, if someone passes, they pay up to $20,000 to get their remains back to their family. Because we are a family-owned business. We want to make sure that no matter what's going on with you, ultimately, that we're going to get you to your family. And that gives our clients peace of mind.
Right. Can we upgrade to first class?
If first class is available, and I'm sure you probably would need medical equipment, so yes.
I would. So yes, a lot of our community members would travel to Vietnam since it's dominantly Vietnamese community. That kind of benefit will make a big difference in the peace of mind about travel, especially during this time.
Absolutely.
Did we mention about the hospitalization benefit you said?
Well, as far as in the association, of course, the medical plan is a medical plan and will have the hospitalization benefits. But on the association part of it, you get, if you're hospitalized after 24 hours and up to 30 days, you get the $800 per day. So if you're there, for instance, 30 days, that's $24,000 that will be check cut to them to make sure that we're helping them the best way that we possibly can. And ultimately, if let's say they have something catastrophic, a cancer, stroke, because in our communities that's huge. A heart attack. Ultimately, my dad, he had triple bypass surgery, and he was in a coma for a month. He thankfully he's okay, and I take care of my parents who have major pre-existing condition. That's why this is a huge passion of ours. Ultimately, he had, and he's a vet, so he didn't have our policy. But if he had it, he was, hospitalized for, a month, it would have been $24,000 that he would have received to take care of his day-to-day expenses, which is huge. Because, we service self-employed people, business owners, and families, and what ends up happening if you're not working, you're not eating. You're not able to pay your day-to-day expenses.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We spoke a lot about health benefits, travel benefits. Would you talk to us a little bit about the dental and vision, as well as the wellness programs?
Yes, so our dental, it's fairly standard in terms of what a dental policy does, but it covers your preventive care 100%.
Okay.
So
cleaning and things like
that, routine x-rays, anything you need in a routine exam.
Right.
To make sure your teeth are all beautiful, you've got that beautiful $1 million smile, that's all covered. So 6 months, you go get your cleaning, 6 months later you can go get it again. That's covered at 100%. In terms of the vision, I love our vision plan. So I wear glasses, I've got my contacts in today, but it's hugely impactful. It's the cheapest part, it's $10 a month per individual, and what it does, the savings is amazing. So your eye exam is completely covered.
You have a $10 co-payment for frames, up to $120 allowance. The lenses is a $10 co-payment and paid for, and as you wear glasses, that's the expensive part, right? So we're going to take that part off of your plate. The other part to that is it's a $10 co-payment up to $120 allowance for contacts. and it's with Spectera, which is one of the top ones. It's IMED, VSP, and Spectera are the top brands as far as your vision policies, and we're with Spectera. The other thing is that dental is also a PPO, right? So you have the higher negotiated contractor rates.
Right.
More,
Yes.
which
Right.
is always a big benefit to have. And then I want to tell a story about our vision plan, which is amazing. I love our vision plan. I actually have an amazing story of one of my favorite clients. She's been with me since day one. Her name is Jamalette. She is absolutely amazing. She called me, funny story, she called me about, now I would say 8 months ago. She tells me, hey dear, I have a question for you. I saw some Prada glasses that were $469 in Amazon Prime, and they're on a Cyber Monday promotion for $160. Can I get it with the benefits? And I said, and I giggled, I said, I don't think so. It's a paid subscription.
Right.
But because we're private, we outsource in treatments and things we purchase and stuff like that for our clients, so they can. I called corporate, and yes, we do. I was surprised. And she actually, from $469 with our benefits and the Cyber Monday promotion, she ended up paying $60
Wow.
for product glasses.
Wow.
That's how impactful the vision plan is, because of the fact that you are able to do those type of things and get better product at a lower rate. So
That's awesome, and she gets to call you to help.
Yes.
I think that's a big deal. A lot of times when we call, we don't know the answers to things, and it's hard to get people who actually knows what's going on.
Yeah. The other thing is that whenever with our with any parts of our plan, when someone gets a policy with us and they get approved, we send them an email with their policy number. It has the phone number for MD Live, to be a link to find doctors, hospitals, so they will have a detailed email on where they can find anything and everything they need. So if they call us and we're in another meeting, they could automatically go to that email, and then we'll call them, of course, afterwards. But they have something in front of them that they know where to go at any point.
Wonderful. Well, that's all the time we have today. I really appreciate you being here and sharing the information. We hope to see you next time. Thank you for joining us in today's video podcast. Please remember to subscribe, become a member. Your support is very important to us at www.thetna.org. That's ORG, TNA.org. And please come back and join us next time. Thank you.